The Texas border agents reporting a rise in foreign nationals trying to enter through the U.S. on the southern border. El Paso Chief Gloria Chavez tweeting, "Border security is national security. Border agents in the El Paso sector have arrested 45 nationalities to date. Great job. Agents intercepting 5 migrants from Turkey entering illegally." Now, agents have been exhausted, basically seeing people from Mexico, South America, Central America, now from Eastern Europe, Africa, and elsewhere, joining this constant flow. Let's bring in Florida Congresswoman Cammack, the member of the House Homeland Security and Agriculture Economic Disparity Committees. Kat, I want to show you some statistics here that we have up from 2021. When President Trump left office, there were about 78,000 apprehensions a month. As you can see now, under President Biden, it rose to 209,000, setting new monthly records. So the question is, you guys in the GOP have been browbeating the White House for basically a year now. It's almost like you're talking to the 3 blind mice. They don't want to see it, don't want to hear it, don't want to talk about it. What are you willing to do, rather, to get some kind of plan to solve the problem at the southern border? Congresswoman?
Well, Happy New Year, first of all. And you're right. I mean, this is the Where's Waldo administration. No one can be found. No one wants to take responsibility. You have a border czar in VP Harris who has done close to nothing to stem the flow. You've got Secretary Mayorkas, who I personally have questioned 3 times in congressional hearings, who has said that he thinks they're doing a marvelous job, that the border is secure. Of course, the data that you just showed, again, points to the fact that, no, the border is not secure. And you cannot have a secure nation unless you have secure borders. And if you don't have secure borders, you're not a safe, sovereign nation. And so what we have here is a crisis. It's a border crisis, as we've all seen throughout the year. And what this administration has done is turn every town in America into a border town. Now, with regard to the GOP, we have long had a plan to secure the border, and we have tried multiple times, all of which Nancy Pelosi has stopped and killed on the House floor. She refuses to acknowledge that there is a border crisis happening. Her colleagues, they don't go to the border because they don't want to see what we all know, because it flies in the face of their narrative. Now, when we take the House, and by we I mean the GOP and Republicans, when we take the House back in November, we will have a plan ready to go come January when the 118th Congress starts. And I think that's important because we have all said that that is necessary in order to win in the midterms.
Okay, but they right now have the House, the Senate, the White House, and even if you win the House, do you have any leverage? And secondly, what is your game plan? Meaning, what are you going to do? Because if you can't get it by the president, he doesn't want to do it, you're not going to get anywhere.
Well, and that's the thing. You know, we know we're going to be taking the House. We think there's great opportunities to take the Senate as well. Having that balance restored in Washington is critical. That's ultimately what I think Americans want. So we can put forward the legislation that, one, restarts the process to securing the border by continuing the construction of the wall, which that money had already been appropriated.
May I ask you, do you have any leverage? Is there anything you're willing to give up to get what you're talking about?
Well, I think at the end of the day, when you take an oath to the United States Constitution, you have to uphold the laws on the books, and border security is national security. The fundamental role of federal government is national security. If the Democrats don't want to get along with us on that, then that's on them. But when we have the majority, we will be passing this legislation, sending it to the president's desk. And if he chooses to veto it, then that is on his hands. We know that he is a trafficker in chief. He is completing the trafficking cycle for these cartels.
Okay, the only problem is, right, so you can get a $20 a job almost anywhere. We're bringing in immigrants from all around the world. It's very hard for you to turn off that jobs magnet when people are offered a job and they're coming from, whether it be East Africa or South America. You can't fight that.
Well, and that's the thing, is we have been encouraging folks, this administration has been encouraging folks to come here illegally because it's being rewarded. When you have $90 billion just this year alone being authorized to go to increase SNAP food programs where you don't have to show any proof of citizenship, any proof of legal status, it's just a free-for-all. You're basically saying, we want to give you free stuff. So who wouldn't want to come here? That's why the number 9 most apprehended nationality in one of our busiest sectors along the southwest border is Romania. This is a global issue that we're facing, not just a triangle country issue. So we have to reinstate MPP to the fullest extent and get our partners in Mexico to cooperate. We have leverage there. We need to definitely make sure that Title 42 stays in place. That is a CDC directive. These bureaucrats aren't elected. They work for the people, and Congress needs to exercise their authority to hold these administrations and the agencies in check.
And we'll be talking about it, and we'll be talking about it all this year. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, William. Happy New Year.